In 2011, June of 2011, I returned to Southeast Asia to continue my teaching work with resident doctors there. It's part of a mission that I've been involved in now for the last few years. Thien was brought to me by his family with a droopy eyelid, and I was approached later by his aunt who brought me a gift and real kindly asked, is there any way I can have further treatment for him in the United States? And I said, I can see what I can do.
Thien is a child who has neurofibromatosis, which we sometimes call NF, which is a disease that presents with tumors, and they can be anywhere in your body. In Thien's case, he had a very disfiguring tumor around his eye. Dr. Friedman initially emailed me and asked, well, was this something that I thought that we might be able to help him with? And I said, well, I wasn't sure, but that if he ever was here in the United States, that we'd be happy to see him and look at him and see what was going on.
And in the process of about a year, I was able to make some connections and then write a letter for him in order for him to obtain a medical visa. Finally, everything worked out in the summer of 2012, and then over the course of that year, UMC eventually offered to take this on as a mission project of theirs.
Set out and had the UMC Foundation help us out with arranging for his care. They were a great assistance in helping allow us to do what we wanted to do.
When we heard the word that, the surgery will be done, we were all of us, in tears and in joy. I just was so thrilled and so thankful that, he could be here, and the foundation just helped us tremendously. You could not believe how grateful we are.
We are so happy with how everyone cares for him. Everyone is so kind here. They are very loving and they really care about people.
Well, the surgery was, I would say, difficult. He had an extensive tumor, many bony defects. We were able to remove a significant amount of the tumor, but this is the kind of tumor where you cannot remove all of it.
Dr. Friedman and I initially worked together for the first few hours from the outside through the eyelid itself and removed as much of that tumor as we could from the front. After we got done with that, then Dr. Naj came in and he helped me work from above.
In this case, we had a very complex surgery because we faced a tumor which was inside the cranial cavity, the skull. We opened it as a window, so we had the chance to look inside and follow the tumor towards the eye. Most of it was already removed, but still there was a certain opening on the bone which was created by the tumor and the pulsation of the brain. Very carefully I had to follow that, make sure that it's isolated so we can really work on the closure of that big opening created by the tumor.
It wasn't something that any of us could have accomplished by ourselves, but working kind of as a team of specialists, we were able to accomplish a lot.
It's unbelievable. To be honest with you, we could never imagine that it could be done, We're so touched by the work of the doctors and the hospitality of the people.
I'm very thankful. I don't know how I can express the way I feel right now. We are so blessed by the love we have felt from the UMC Foundation, the doctors, the nurses, even the janitors. They love Thien and see him as a member of their family.
I think we were all pleased, especially by just the new disposition that he had. I mean, he just had kind of a newfound joy, it seemed like.
Well, you know, even though he's got a significant facial deformity, he's a typical 10-year-old boy.
I like to play soccer. I am the goalie. When the ball was almost a goal, I just go and run and I punch it like this.
People are pretty much the same all over. They have the same basic needs. They have the same hopes and desires. And well, my hopes for Thien and his family is that through this experience they'll see God's love for them, and that He will, even with his medical problems, lead a more normal life.
Pediatric care is always special because you have children and you remember when you had medical issue with your children how scared, how cautious you were. So we have to respect the strength and the virtue of this family.
I always have joy in seeing my patients happy and seeing outcomes where things turn out well. And so that's one reason that I do what I do and why I enjoy medical missions, whether they're overseas or whether they're in your own community, in your own backyard.
And we do see that it might change his life for the good, for the better, and that his life is going to change because he feels like he's a normal person now.
I really thank you for doctor for the surgery.
I want to thank everyone who has worked so hard to take care of Thien.